I feel like sharing a story about my ayahuasca journey that I did last April. The main lesson, experiential lesson that I got, if I could look back and say it in one sentence, is the learning how to move from survival to surrender. And not just learning like some sort of strategy or in the mind, but like really doing it. Really, there's no way that, and I tried, that the mind can say surrender, surrender, surrender. At some point I was sitting there, surrender, 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 surrender. It doesn't work. It has to come from actually surrendering. So that was the biggest learning, and I'm gonna get into how that happened in this video. So the plant taught me to make this move from survival to surrender. And how did we do it? First of all, the facilitator said you can talk to the medicine, and I did. And I got a lot of answers. I kept asking questions, and she gave me all the answers. So much so that I said, wait, I need to get a notebook and write this all down, because there was so much wisdom in there. And the plant said, no, it's okay. It's in you, and when it needs to come out, it will come out. And a lot of the stuff that I was asking about was about fighting and when, and war and peace, and when we have to go to war and why. And one of the things that was really basically, like it was a beautiful experience, but to get to the beautiful and blissful experience, seems that you have to go through the darkness and allow the fear and all these stuck energies to come up. And that is the hard part, because basically the experience is like what you would facing death. It's going into the unknown. It's allowing what I feel is light to enter your body, which seems in the mind to be the experience that we want to have, a lot of light. But when so much light does enter your body, the nervous system and the habits and the dense energies they get freaked out. So there's actually a lot of fear that comes up around what's happening to me, and nausea, and it shows you what's already in your, maybe subconscious in you, that you would not have gotten to yourself, or maybe you would have, but it would have taken you a while. Now, because I came into this experience having done a lot of good years of self-work, I was open for it and I was ready for it, and still it was really scary and nauseating. And in that nausea was this move to surrender and hold myself. And I came to myself as a little girl asking, like, why did this happen? Why did this happen? Referring to an event that happened in my family, the death of my little brother. And why did this happen? Why did this happen? And then the medicine showed me, instead of trying to answer that question and following that path, rather to hold myself in the pain of why did this happen, to really be the one that held myself in the pain and allow it. And it's okay to be afraid. And this is what surrender is. It's like, instead of running from the fear and running from the pain, is to really say to yourself and be with yourself and say, it's okay, you're afraid, you're in pain, and I'm here and I'm gonna hold you. An obvious lesson in the mind, but when it comes down to it, we don't do it. We run from the fear and we run from the pain, of course, because it doesn't feel good. So basically our society is teaching us to chase the pleasure and to go for the self-care, and when you have a bad day, to go for the ice cream or to offset the experience with something pleasurable. But that doesn't compare to actually allowing the experience to teach you that that's part of life, and to hold that with love and compassion. And if you can do that with your lowest lows, then you can have the highest highs in listening to music and being sensitive to people's feelings, and feeling the love in the group, and feeling the togetherness of a community, and knowing what this world has the potential to be, and bringing that to people, and allowing ourselves to be of service to that more beautiful world that our hearts know is possible, in the world of words of Charles Eisenstein. And all that through 2 days of hardcore medicine work. Of course, you could do this without it, but this is just like the greatest revealer of some of that dark stuff that we have so hidden so deeply inside. And it's not like it's evil or intentionally dark. At some point I was like sailing on the ship of my, like I was on a ship, and my soul said, okay, now I'm the captain of the ship, and took over. And then we said, okay, let's go. We can face the darkness. Let's go to darkness. Can the darkness come in? Yeah, it can come. Let it come. Let it come. Let it come. And it was this, instead of removing ourselves from the darkness, removing myself from the darkness, is being the light and shining and allowing and sailing on this ship. And then I was up with God in the universe, who said, let me show you my universe. And we were flying, and I was with my son. We were showing me all these planets and all these things up there, the cosmos, amazing space, and all of it was real, not just mind hallucinations, but it was real. And when those dense energies were coming, I was also calling on the archangels to come and help, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, to take away some of these dense energies. And they came, and they swept it up. And when I was able to hold myself in that pain of why did this happen, then a big purge came. I settled into it, and then the whole thing came from deep, deep, deep within my gut. And I got a good applause for it from the group, it seemed. There's some noise was happening. The guy next to me looked over like impressed. And then I had this image of a goat, like, right after I purged. So it happened twice. It happened once more after that. That was on the first day. And then after that, I was really able to just dance and enjoy and expand and feel the music so deeply, and the creators of this music who gave so much love and put their talent and skill into creating this music so other people can enjoy. And long songs, 8-minute songs. Now we have this like short attention span with 3-minute songs, but to give ourselves the presence of an 8-minute song that every second is like just the most immense joy to the ears and to the body. And so that was my second day. That was my first day, half of my first day, and my second day. And the third day, if you can say, it was not with the medicine, but it was still kind of in the system, maybe even the fourth day, maybe even until now, because I listen still to some of this music. But on the second day, I had this little angel statue, a little angel crystal, amethyst crystal, and at some point the head fell off, so I brought it with me for some reason. And then that was the symbol of the day. The second day, the plant said, okay, today, yesterday was the questions and the mind. Today was just forget the mind. We're going to just enjoy or be in the body. So that was also its own type of challenge, to not allow the mind to try to control, to get used to a new way of experiencing, but also very beautiful. And yeah, on the first day also, right at the beginning, when things were getting very intense, and it was like the waves were coming into my body, the waves of the medicine, the medicine said to me, you have a choice. We can go through, or we can stop. And I, of course, said, let's go, let's do it, let's go through. And later I realized, actually, there's no really choice. I mean, I guess in some ways you can resist and resist and resist and make the experience very difficult. But really, there's no choice. You're going to go through it, whether you fight it or not. So you might as well release it, release the fighting. But the medicine told me that to kind of relax my nervous system and to make the mind believe that it had some sort of a choice, and then I could let the medicine do its thing. So it was like a very intelligent way to relax my nervous system, so that so whatever needs to be done will be done, and so whatever needs to come up will come up. Another thing, on the first day after I was able to hold myself in that pain, I brought in all these people in my life. I just brought them in one after the other. What about this person? What about this person? And everybody was dancing in their fullest joy. And it wasn't different than how I see these people now. It wasn't some whole different being. It was them in their fullest joy. And for some of them, there were little processes of healing and forgiveness that I had to do with them. My PhD supervisor, for example, we had a process that I could do. A few friends that I had, that we had a little bit of past tension that I just kind of cleared up. Not even people that not necessarily were in conflict with me, but still I felt that at some point in their lives I couldn't really be there for them, and the understanding came that it was because I couldn't really be holding my own pain, that I couldn't hold somebody else's intense pain. Not any fault of my own, but it just wasn't, I just couldn't. So that realization came to me, and then when the whole thing was over, I asked a friend who has done this several times, does this happen to you, that you have these processes of reconciliation, of forgiveness, of healing with other people? He said, yeah. And I said, do you go into them after and share with them? He said, yeah, why not? And I thought, you know what, of course, like, why wouldn't I do that? What an opportunity. So I did. And it's just amazing. All these people, and there's not that many, but these, at least that I communicated this thing. And sometimes things just become normal in our lives. Like, you don't really talk to this person anymore. You had something with that person. Now time has maybe healed some of the wounds, but like, to have a trigger that opened something up where you could really tell the person, listen, I'm sorry for this thing, and basically the Oponopono prayer, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, and maybe with more explanation depending on what the situation is. And what a blessing to be able to do this in this life, because who knows what's going to happen tomorrow, how long we're going to be here, and we often carry these things around that are such a burden, and it seems like the heaviest thing at the time, but to let it go in this life and to be free of it, to be restore a friendship and reconcile and heal is just priceless. It is really it doesn't have to be this one. It could be any planet. So it can be any like inner work experience, but any inner work is, I feel like, the key to crack this experience on planet Earth. So it's not just ups and downs and pain and pleasure, but so you're connecting with the divine, and you know that this is happening for growth and evolution, and to make this better world possible. I truly believe that. So just felt like sharing, and for whoever's interested, and enjoy. Hope you enjoyed.